Hello, 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 everybody. All right, and welcome, honey, to the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 12, Episode 4, The Crystal Conundrum. Okay. Let's go ahead and say this out, okay? Let me get out my crystals for Crystal, okay? Let's go. All right. So it opens up with Kyle on the phone with Miguel, the club catering. Okay. She orders Bloody Marys and mimosas, the breakfast alcohol. And Dorit tells the group at the house that she didn't sleep a wink last night. And Renna tells Dorit that she should talk to her mom. Renna's mom turned out to be a survivor of a freaking serial killer. That is crazy, okay? That is crazy. That's got to be like one of the most craziest things I've heard in these Real Housewives. And not crazy as in bad, like somebody's talking crazy, but crazy like, oh my God, like that's hard to believe. Not necessarily hard to believe, but just something that you don't normally hear. Okay, that they're a survivor of a serial killer. Like, oh my gosh. I'm so glad that she survived, though. I just, you know what? I didn't expect that. I did not expect that. And to be honest, I hardly ever pay attention to the words that come out of Renna's mouth. But I paid attention that time. And unfortunately, we know that Renna's mother has passed on. So if Dorit didn't already talk to her, she kind of won't have the opportunity. And I say kind of because there are mediums who are real, and she still may have the opportunity if she goes to a medium. Anyway, not like whatever it was she was doing at the end of this episode. But anyway, moving right along. They begin to discuss Crystal's feelings and their interpretation of said feelings. Garcelle decides to call and invite her over to at least clear the air before she goes home, because Garcelle tells them that she had talked to her last night, and Crystal just said, I want to go home. I'm going home. Okay, F y'all, I'm going home. Okay, this is not a safe space. Y'all don't give a damn how I feel. Okay, and peace out, deuces. So anyway, Garcelle did the appropriate thing, in my opinion, which is when Garcelle, you know what, let me tell y'all something. Garcelle really want them to stop talking about her friends behind their back. Like, I wonder if she would have that same energy if it was any other woman behind their back. That's like a good question that's on my mind. Would she go up for Erica if they were talking about Erica behind her back? Would she go up for Kyle if they was talking about Kyle behind her back? But she's going up for her friends, okay? Sutton and Crystal, when they get to talking about them and they're not around, which I'm glad to see her do. Very glad to see her do that. Because I can't put my finger on it as of right now, but last season, I can't remember who they were talking about, and I was disappointed because I was like, girl, why aren't you saying something? Say something, girl. So anyway, so this is a change. I knew she always had it in her. She just didn't do it. This season, she's doing it. So, okay, kudos to Garcelle. You better come through, and I mean it. Now, when is your friend Cherie coming through? Because I had heard, excuse me, my allergies, you guys. I had heard like 2 weeks ago, allegedly and supposedly and allegedly, that Cherie's ankle got bit by rats or something. There was a couple of outlets reporting that. All all alleged. But then, you know, Rena does come out and say something about her having rats and roaches or whatever. It's like, girl, wait a minute, wait a minute. So when is Cherie gonna come out with at least the rat story? I want to see Cherie. I want to see Cherie. Is she not coming out yet because Will done slapped somebody? Because y'all know that that's Will's ex-wife. Is she embarrassed? Anyway, okay. Let me get back on track on this episode. Um, He's slapping folks and she getting bit by rats on her ankles. Oh my god. Anyway, so while this is happening, while Garcelle is on the phone with Crystal, you know, she gets up and goes to try to have a private conversation. She goes to the table inside the house. Honey, as soon as she get up and walk, Kyle's nosy ass gets up and walks like right behind her and sits on the couch and ear hustles, okay? Ear hustling is another way of saying eavesdropping or whatever. And then to make matters even worse, then Dorita's ear hustling from the outside couch and stuff and told Rena and Erica to hush so she could hear. So I was kind of like, okay, is it that serious? Like, is it that serious for you to be ear hustling like that? That's kind of crazy to me. But I guess it would be that serious for Kyle and Dorit, being that last night they are the ones who kind of were Crystal's target. They're the ones that were going back and forth with Crystal. So I guess they want to hear what Crystal's saying at that time because they don't know whether or not, and this is me just trying to give a dog a bone, okay? Just trying to throw them a bone. But they didn't know whether or not Crystal was going to come over to speak for herself. So I guess they just wanted to hear whatever it is they could hear since they were the ones going back and forth with Crystal last night. I guess. Okay. I guess, child. Now, they do reminisce on being there a year ago. Erica thanks them for accepting her for the wild animal she was. Garcelle does end up calling Erica out and says that she should have said at least, "Oh my gosh, I hope this really didn't happen." Erica says she does feel that way, but she can't say that. Honey, what? Honey, what? And she says they are not even sure that there were people not paid. Now, I'm gonna tell y'all something, okay? I try to be unbiased, but Erica, girl, you sound crazy. You sound absolutely crazy. Which is confirmed by the looks on all the ladies' faces, okay? They looked confused. They looked like that was a conundrum. Okay, girl, what? Girl, Erica, Erica is a hard pill to swallow. To which I heard that she ain't got no problem swallowing pills. But anyway, that's alleged. That's yes, alleged. That is alleged. Here real Continuing quick. On. And my allergies are at the height. Okay. My eyes are watering. They are red. My nose, I can barely breathe. I can barely talk. But I had to stop here because look at this. Okay, so the thing about it is there's 6 drinks, all right? There's a total of 6 drinks. And there's 5 people, though. How did they know Crystal was coming? How did they know Crystal was coming? How did they know to order a drink for Crystal? Man, come on, man. Producers should have done better. And let me add this, okay? Tune into my channel if you want the review recap and the details. Because I notice details and I'm going to say the details. I'm going to examine the details and I just might look up the details. Okay? Because the details tell everything. So get into it. Alright? Get into my channel. Click like, subscribe right now for the details of it all. Okay. Cut to Crystal arrives and says Diana and Sutton are having brunch. Cut to them at Sutton's suite. There's so much food there. okay, that I honestly think she thought all of the ladies were coming. I just think there was some kind of like behind the scenes planning that we don't know about and like last minute changes. Because look at these pictures, look at these images, all of this food just for her and Diana. And even if she did think, because originally I believe it was supposed to be her, Diana, and Crystal, but and I ain't even trying to be funny, okay? I know y'all, some of y'all might think I'm trying to be funny. I ain't. But we even know that Crystal has an eating disorder. And I'm not trying to be funny. Understand that I'm not trying to be funny. So I'm just, my point is that it ain't even like she gonna eat a lot. Look at all that food. Who is all that food for? She had to have thought that all the ladies were gonna join them. And I bet you that was the original idea, probably until Crystal cried and cussed them out last night. And they was like, we ain't going over there. We rather stay here, have mimosas, and talk shit about her. And then Garcelle said, no, we're not doing that either. So it is what it is and what it was. But there's a huge spread, food all over the place, multi counters, okay, not just one counter, and then big jugs of coffee. And y'all know I pay attention to details and stuff, so you know it is what it is. But it was about 30 cups for the coffee, so there's just no way that that was just for her and Diana. And even if we were to include Crystal, that is just so much food. All right. So one thing that Crystal said, and I said, okay, girl. She said that she liked eggs because eggs were. She said eggs are really smart and sweet like me. And I thought I'd be describing stuff all different in a different manner, but no, Sutton takes the cake. All right, eggs are sweet and smart. Okay, girl. Diana complains about people making fun of her accent and her country. She says she used to be aggressive, but now she gives everyone one chance. To which Sutton says, in this group of girls, they'll need more than one chance. Okay, okay. And I find the juxtaposition of that statement and Crystal currently not wanting to give the ladies another chance is just, it's ironic. You know. And Crystal talks to the ladies and she tells them, I'm going to talk about this one time and I don't want it brought up again. Okay. Crystal reiterates that last year she didn't feel like it was a safe space. Dorit continues and tells us, now Dorit, it spills over into Dorit's confessional. Because of course, you know, they kind of got a problem saying things to people's face. Or I mean, that's just the makeup of the show. You know, you talk mess in confessionals. All right. So in Dorit's confessional, she tells us that just because a group of grown women don't agree with you doesn't mean it's not a safe space. Sweetheart, this is a vacation compared to what I've been through. Now, here's the thing. Dorit compared her situation to a bee, being afraid of a bee. So number one, and I'll never forget that because I thought that was so weird. It's much more serious if in fact this robbery occurred and she was held at gunpoint and had to pray for her life and beg for her life. I would not ever compare it to, you know, I learned this skill about, you know, if a bee, how to handle a bee. That's not the same thing at all. Because the worst thing that can happen to you with a bee is to get stung. Your ass is still alive unless, you know, you're highly allergic and don't have your EpiPen or whatever. But my point is, you guys understand my point. My sages, y'all smart enough to understand where I'm going with this. So she's doing that and yet telling Crystal how serious it was. Well, telling her via confessional. Dorit, I'm going to need you to just take a back seat real quick. That's what I need you to do. Because also when she says that, just having grown women not agree with you, it was more than that. It's not just having grown women not agree with you. And I'm like, damn, you still ain't learned nothing. This woman done cried and hollered and everything, and you still don't get it. What Crystal is saying is that you don't have the right to tell her how to feel when she says how the F she feels. When she voices how she feels, for you to say you don't feel that way, or let's try a different one. For you to even tell her don't use that word, you're trying to tell her what words to use as she's expressing how she feels. She is telling you guys that's gaslighting. And it is. Absolutely, it is. I've had to deal with gaslighting in my life. And at certain times, I still do have to deal with it. And in those moments, I'm just like Crystal. I will tell a person, you're gaslighting me. You're gaslighting me. And I'm going to ask you to kindly and politely knock it off. Okay? Okay. So I guess I'm a little more sensitive to Crystal's point of stop gaslighting me, bitch. Like, stop gaslighting me. How about that? Just stop gaslighting me. And it's even more gaslighting for Dorit to sit up here not saying this to Crystal's face, but saying it in a confessional, again, behind her back, minimizing it and saying, oh, just because grown women don't agree with you, that's nothing. That's not what it was. What's wrong with you? Your gaslighting ass. Anyway, and then Garcelle, so then Kyle does tell Crystal, I'm sorry you felt that way. Please don't wait for a whole year to go by and then bring something up. And because I'm really a fixer. I'm a fixer. Oh my God. I did bust out laughing. I'm like, girl, you a liar. Okay, you lying. Why you always lying? Okay, you're lying. A fixer? Who told you you was a fixer? Girl, you shouldn't fix your lips to say you a fixer. To which Garcelle spoke up and was like, you mean a pot stirrer? You mean you a stirrer? And she was like, no, I would like to think I'm a fixer. I really tried to be a fixer. Garcelle was like, girl, please. And Rena, in that moment, was close to honesty. She said, well, she's half and half. I said, okay, Rena, well, come through with your little piece of honesty. Okay. And I guess Rena said, well, shit, bitch, I ain't gonna be the only one. You stir the pot and I stir the pot too. We had an agreement. That's how I feel. Rena was like, no, now, you be stirring the pot. We both do. Shit, admit it. Okay, so, moving right along. All right, you guys. Now, honestly, this part shocked Crystal and me. Okay? Garcelle comes out of nowhere and accuses Crystal of setting Sutton up with the "Are you that girl?" line. She continues with, Sutton could have said the sky is blue and you were gonna say, "Are you that girl?" Crystal then asks a very fair question of Garcelle, and she says, do you still feel that way now that you know me? Garcelle says she doesn't know. Honey, I call BS, and I was disappointed in Garcelle pulling a move like that. What was that? Quite frankly, that's some mess Kyle or Rena would do. Okay. Now, here's the part where Crystal pulls out a shovel and begins to dig her own grave. Crystal says there was a lot more said prior to that was very dark. Crystal tells Kyle, although she was there, she was drunk. Okay? And just doesn't remember. Kyle does admit to not remembering anything dark. Garcelle gets a call from her son and announces to the ladies that he's working for LBP. Then they cut to Dorit having therapy. All right, she's having therapy. The therapist comes to her house and she's having therapy and crying about the robbery. All right, we're going to move along. All right, you guys. Moving right along. Cut to Dorit and Kyle in the car on the way to Sutton's Persian party. Dorit announces that Rena's mom had a stroke and that's why she won't be in attendance. Erica won't be in attendance either, you guys, because Erica said, and I quote, okay, so I ain't nasty, she nasty. I'm quoting, I ain't nasty, she nasty. I can't make it. I have a date with a vibrator. Okay, Erica. All right, Erica. Meanwhile, at the event in Sutton's store, we see Crystal in a black leather skirt. She says it is in honor of her pants. Then we see that clip of Sutton saying, what am I jealous of? Your ugly leather pants? Honey, I love it. I love it because you know what those pants was? Leather, and they were ugly. They were ugly to me. Girl, you might as well have made them. They could have been cut like skinny jeans or something. Like, I mean, I don't know. Like that puff out and that baggy look like anyway, they were ugly leather pants, okay? It ain't our fault that they were ugly leather pants, but yes, that black leather skirt was better. Yes, it was. Yes, it was, Lord Jesus, honey, okay? Dorit is bothered that Sutton didn't give her a heads up about paparazzi. Dorit, Dorit. Look at here, honey. I'm gonna need you to stop trying to insert your alleged robbery in every single effing scene. That's torture. Please stop it. Please stop it. Please stop it. Okay? I cannot. Dorit. Now that's a personal message from Indigo to you, Dorit. Please stop. Now, continuing on. So Sutton introduces her French designer to everyone. Now, you guys, I'm getting ready to break this all the way down. What I see going on with their clothes. Okay? So, I hope I say this right because I am getting ready to break this down. What's going on with their clothes? Okay? The French designer and Sutton's outfits. They go very well together, and I'm gonna tell you why. I saw such symbolism in their outfits, and being that Sutton is very much into clothes and fashion, she is, and I know this is at first this is gonna sound weird and probably crazy, but follow me, Sagies, okay? Just go on this trip with me. You know I take y'all on a trip when I be breaking stuff down from my point of view, okay? Come on. So follow me. Now, I thought her play with these clothes was so intelligent, and it was so obvious to me. He has on like a French matador outfit. Now y'all know what a matador is, right? Okay. They always have that. They're the ones that get in there with the bull. I think it's called bullfighting. I don't know why they call it fighting because the little matadors be running. They take off running and shit. They feel like that bull about to get in their ass. So I don't know what kind of fight that is. But I think it's called bullfighting. And the matador is the one that has the red flag and be waving it like, come on and get it, come on and get it, come on and get it. And the bull, for whatever reason, and actually I researched this a long time ago. I don't remember why, but the bull attacks that color red. She had on red. He had on a matador's outfit. She had on red. To top it off, she continues to say, I think in this episode alone, she said 3 times, y'all keep talking about me behind my back. Y'all just always talking about me behind my back, having conversations about me behind my back. So if you guys noticed, her outfit was switched in behind her back. Okay, get into it. Get all the way into it. The way I see it is she had to apologize originally, like from episode 1, for her saying that her French designer, which is that guy who was in the matador outfit, was a fire for her. And it was a big deal for her. And sorry that wasn't, pointing a gun at her head, but that was a big deal for her. Then all of a sudden that became a big deal, period. And she had to apologize for it. And that went over. I think we just got done talking about that crap last episode. So that lasted for 3 episodes. Okay. And it was all because of him. But not him intentionally, but because of him. Okay. So he's the matador. And matadors wave a red flag. Right. And the bull comes at the red flag. The target is the red flag. Bull, I interpret in this situation as bullies. Okay? Bullies. All right. Get into it. So, with him being the cause of it, she sees herself in the situation. He's the matador. She's the red flag. And the bull, which is, like I said, bullies, are attacking her, seeing her as a target. And don't forget, talking about her behind her back, which is why her outfit was turned around. Get all the way into it. I do feel like I'm correct in that. Now, y'all can drop down in the comments and let me know if I have overanalyzed, but I'm almost just like, I am willing to bet like $100 that I am correct with their clothing choice. She was sending a message. Okay. So I was feeling that way, right? And I was like, okay, so here's the thing. I was like, I wonder if she's going to ever say that, because see, what she's doing is sending a message through clothes, which is why she's purposefully introduced him to every single one of the ladies. And at one point, now this is before I even seen her say this and do this. All right, I was already taking notes, and I was like, okay, she's sending a message with this matador and red outfit thing. I could just see it. And then the behind the back, she always say they talking about her behind her back. Okay, we done heard that 100 times already. So I was like, oh, she's sending a message with her clothes. She's so creative, because clothing is art. And it does allow people, excuse me, my allergies. Excuse me. It does allow people to be creative. And it's funny, I'm gonna throw this in there, but they always say, oh, Dorita's the one that be dressing. No, 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 no. Dorit is the one that piles labels on top of labels on top of labels on top of labels. That's what Dorit does. Dorit wears labels. She's a walking billboard for labels. There's no creativity in being a label whore. Okay. What Sutton did in this episode, that was creativity, because she's sending a message, and only, I guess if you see it, you see it. If you don't, you don't. And I think she wanted to see who saw it. So what my question is she ever going to come out and say that that's the message she was sending? Now, I wrote all of this down, right? All right. So about 5 minutes later, I see her having a conversation. One of the people is with Kyle. I can't remember if the other one may have been, I think the other one was Garcelle. And she actually does turn around and say, oh yeah, you guys keep talking about me behind my back. You're talking about me behind my back. So to which Kyle, I believe she makes a joke and says, it's pretty, but you have it on backwards, something like that. And she's like, oh, that's because you're talking about me behind my back. So to me, in my mind, that kind of confirms what I'm saying, because I know, I know, I just feel it. I just feel it that this was her message, with him being dressed as a matador and her being dressed in red and her having it behind her back. And I just wish, and this is just, of course, me doing wishful thinking, that somebody would have gotten it. You know who probably would have got it? I'm gonna be real honest, and I'm not a fan of hers. Renna probably would have got it. Renna probably would have got it. And she would have made a joke and said, oh, he's the matador and you're the flag, and who are we, the bulls? Renna would have said some shit like that. Renna can be smart. I just don't like her. Moving right along. Okay, and before we move right along to like the final scenes, let me add this, because I meant to add it in the last episode, but then I was like, you know what, I ain't gonna do it, because I'm trying not to, I don't know, just so Sutton, as she's introducing Dorit, she tells the French matador designer, that Dorit is also a designer. And then Kyle says, hello, you know I am one too. Girl, I almost did a spit take. What the hell you talking about? You ain't no girl. It is so many like metaphors I want to use right now. Like Kyle to a designer is like, but I'm not gonna do that. I am just going to stand on what I believe, which is that she's not a designer. To my understanding, she just looks at clothes on a rack and say, yep, put my name on that, and here's a check to put my name on that. Okay. Versus Dorit, which I don't like. It ain't even like I like one more than the other. They both can kiss my ass. Okay, Dorit and Kyle. But what I'm saying is, at least Dorit, now I ain't talking about that wedding stuff. I'm not talking about those wedding designs, because I kind of heard that Dorit was kind of like that with the wedding designs, but she had more of a hand in it. I think, and I know she had that swimsuit line. Now, I don't know any other lines that she has, but Dorit has shown us in previous seasons that she do be trying to sketch and draw shit. Okay? So it is what it is. But all I've seen of Kyle is that she was looking at shit that was already made, talking about put my name on this, put my name on that. So, girl, that doesn't make you a designer, dummy. I'm sorry, I don't even like to call people dummies, but that's a dummy move. You're not a designer. You just be looking at shit and talking about put my name on it. That's not a designer, girl. That ain't a girl. The designer is that Shahida lately and whatever. If you don't knock it all the way off, just. Anyway, but it was interesting that Kyle said, you have some of my pieces in your store right now. And then flashed to two pieces. Two little old raggedy pieces. Girl, okay, girl. Okay, girl. You doing big things, Kyle. You doing big things. Let me hush. You doing big things. I heard Mauricio was doing big things, too. Anyway, moving right along.